Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my February TBR.
My perfect date starts in a small cafe. There's hearts everywhere cause it's Valentine's Day. We order up waffles, then share the whole plate. Sit by the window and start to debate. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. Afternoon sun starts to peek through the clouds. We take the back streets to avoid the crowds. Waltz over sidewalks and twirl in the breeze. She'll catch me if I get weak in the knees. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life.
Wanna feel alive again. Got these wrinkles on my face and I'm only 23. And that's just speaking for me. You hit that certain age. You're told to make a living wage. But I swear I just learned my name. I swear I'm not to blame. You're told no more fun, it's off to work. Need to earn a dime to have any worth. But I don't play that way. I'm always gonna say, take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and sad and take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really need that, hey, heads up, heads up. What would you say to your younger self? Life's like a paper plane, don't steer the way. You're told no more fun, it's off to work. You need to earn a dime to have any work, but I don't play that way. And I'm always gonna say, take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and sad and sad and. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up, heads up. And I keep telling myself, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, yeah. And even when the sky keeps falling on my head, I'm standing on my feet and reaching for the stars, yeah. Take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and sad and sad and. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up, heads up.
Like a flower that is losing its petals, I saw people losing their head. There are too many levels, and nobody to tell you what's next. She took her time to handle the ache, just like taking a swan dive in a blue lake. How far we go if we have to fight the unknown? How far we go if we have to fight the unknown? Like a tower that is losing its balance, everything is falling apart. Is it too much to handle? Is there a way to restart? She took her time to handle the ache, just like taking a swan dive in a blue lake. How far we go if we have to fight the unknown? How far we go if we have to fight the unknown?
I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? never met your parents, not even your mother, but let's see where this leads. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks your little heart in mine? What should we do tonight? Let's just find out. Pretty blue jeans and me, running through evergreen. Pretty blue jeans and me, yeah, she's what I need. I still need to recover from another lover. You're my picture perfectly. Still haven't met your parents, but we hang with your brother when he could use the company. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks your little heart in mine? What should we do tonight? Let's just find out. Pretty blue jeans and me, running through evergreen, running through evergreen. Pretty blue jeans and me, yeah, she's what I need. I still need to recover from another lover.
I know it's late, very late for a February TBR. We are not going to talk about the fact that I'm filming this on February the 13th. But yeah, we're gonna roll with it anyways. So, usually I will start my TBR videos with the Buzzwordathon, the Choose Your Own Adventure book as well. But for February, I'm doing things a little bit differently, and I'm gonna talk about them at the end of this video, and you will understand soon why. So, as you know, February is the Black History Month in the United States. I'm not American, I'm not in the United States, I'm French Canadian, but I still want to participate in the Blackathon and try to uplift books and voices from Black authors. So this is the 5th edition of the Blackathon, hosted by Jessie from Boot Eyes and Books. I think I've participated in the last 3 of those readathons. I think so, because yeah, I discovered BookTube in 2020, so I wasn't aware that it was a thing for that, so I couldn't participate before 2020. But so this is my 3rd one where I'm actively reading books for Blackathon. Last year was a disaster. I didn't manage to read many books at all in February, but this year it's going to be different. So I was currently reading a lot of books at the moment. By the end of January, I was reading many books. And I usually roll over my current reads into the next month. But for February, I will not be doing that. I'm going to roll them over directly into March instead, because I do want to focus on Black authors for this month. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This year, there are 3 teams, I think, for the Blackathon. And I decided to go with Granny Nanny as a team. There are 4 prompts in that team, and there is also a group book pick. So I decided to choose that team mostly because of the group book pick. Here are the prompts. The first prompt is to read a book with characters that have spiritual or fantastical abilities. So that's pretty easy because my favorite genre is fantasy. So I had many titles for that one. So we have Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I heard amazing things about this book. I'm really excited to get into it. I know there's a second book to this one. I don't know if there's a third, if it's a trilogy, but there's at least 2. And it has something to do with people that are close to a king, and it has been going on booktube for a while now. So, and I don't think I can explain to you like what the synopsis is, what it's about, but there are political intrigues and magic stuff surrounding a king and maybe killing that king, something in that area. So really excited to get to that one. I also have Witches Steeped in Gold by Sienna Smart. I got this one from Fairy Loot. I've heard mixed things about this one though, but I'm still very excited to get to it. I honestly don't remember the synopsis, so we're just gonna go into it not knowing much. The next one is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. This would be a reread because I do want to eventually get to A Psalm of Storm and Silence, which is the second and last book of this duology. So this one I've read already last year, I think, and I want to get to the second book, but I just feel that if I pick up this one directly, I won't remember enough details from this one. So yeah, and I really enjoyed the first one, so I still want to reread it and then eventually get to A Psalm of Storm and Silence. This one follows Malik, who arrives in this town, this big city, and he hides who he is because otherwise he wouldn't get in. And it's during this big event where there's a big competition, and he has to, in order to save his sister, he needs to kill the queen, or the daughter of the queen. He needs to kill the queen, and the queen actually needs to save her mother, and in order to do that, she needs to kill Malik. So, see where this is going. There's magical abilities in there, and it's a very unique setting, which I really, really enjoyed. I also just recently purchased The Blood Trials by an E. Davenport on my e-reader because it was very, very cheap. So I can just let it be there, not being in my own e-reader library. I don't know if it's fantasy though, so I'll need to check that. But in case it is, I'll just list it here. No idea what it's about, but I do know that Paco is reading it as a book club read for either February or March. I don't remember, but he is reading it, so I decided to pick it up. The second prompt is having mixed race or immigrant characters, and for that one, I think that A Song of Wraiths and Ruin would fit that prompt because Malik actually comes from somewhere else, another city. It is a fantastical world, so like it's not set in our world. The cities and the countries are not the same, but still Malik is traveling from afar and is not welcome in this big city where he's going, and he's hiding his true identity. So yeah, I'm calling this immigration, kind of. I'm going with it. So the third prompt is to read a book that is set in Jamaica or on an island. And that prompt was very hard to find books. Jessie did recommend Here Comes the Sun, but I would have had to order that one from my local bookstore, and not that I don't like ordering books. I love my local independent bookstore. I love them, really do. But it does take like 2 weeks before books arrive, and I wasn't sure that I would receive it on time. So I went there and I asked them if they had any books that were set in Jamaica or on an island, like by a Black author, in stock in the store. They didn't, but they found another title, which is A Brief History of 7 Murders by Marlon James. I'm not sure about the title. I'll put the picture here. Sorry if I messed it up. I know it's from Marlon James. I do have Black Leopard, Red Wolf. I do have that one. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard great things about this author's writing, and I'm very intrigued. Which, by the way, Black Leopard and Red Wolf could fit for the first prompt, because if I do remember correctly, it is a fantasy book, so there's that. But yeah, and she told me that it had murder intrigues / political intrigues, and it was also a historical fiction set some days before Bob Marley's murder. So say no more. I ordered that book. I'm now very invested and intrigued, and I need to pick up that book. Like, I need that book. So we're gonna go with that. It is set in Jamaica, and hopefully it will arrive sooner than later, and hopefully I will have time to read it before the end of February. We'll see. It should arrive before the end of February, but that means I will only have a couple of days left to actually read it. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get it read in time. And the last prompt is to read a book that has a tight group of friends or unlikely allies. For that prompt, I didn't list titles because it's kind of hard to know in advance if they're like found family or something like that. So I'm just hoping that throughout all of the reads, all of the books that I want to read for this month, I will find one that has unlikely allies and a tight group of friends. Hopefully. I'm guessing though that this one will be unlikely allies. It's not quite there, but I'm hoping that in the second book it will get to that. We'll see. I don't know, honestly, but that's what I'm hoping. And there's also the group book pick, which is A Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi. I've had this book on my e-reader for a long time. I loved Tochi's writing when I was reading Beasts Made of Night, so I really wanted to pick it up. As of today, I did finish that book. I am not going to talk about it right now because I'll keep that for my review in my wrap-up, but it was something. I was not expecting it, and I feel like it's very, very different from the Beasts Made of Night duology. Very different. But yeah. I also have Liquid that I've been putting on my TBR for the last 2 years, and I really need to finish that book like ASAP. That one I actually already started and I read the first chapter, so I have no choice but to finish it now. I forced myself to start it so that I knew I would finish it. I also have The Deep by Rivers Solomon, which is a short book, so it should be easy to finish off. And finally, I also have Slay, which is a contemporary, and I should be able to read that one fast as well. So with all of this big list, I wanted to try to make one of these books fit the prompts for my 2 readathons. So for the buzzword for February is to read a book that has a verb in it. So we have Slay and we have Witches Steeped in Gold that will fit this prompt. And then for the Choose Your Own Adventure prompt, it is to read a book that has water in it or read a book that has forests on it. I think it's a forest. I decided to pick up the book that has water on it, and for that one, The Deep by Rivers Solomon will definitely fit that prompt because it is literally in the sea. So like you can't have more water than that. I cannot start it yet because I did not finish the book for January for that readathon, which was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So I'm going to finish this one, make it a priority so I can read The Deep. That's the plan. That's it. That's enough. That's a lot of books for me to read in 1 month. And so far, halfway through, and I only finished 1 book. So I'm going to leave you at that and start reading because I have a lot of reading to do. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books. Are you participating in any readathon this month? I would love to know. Let me know what books are on your radar these days. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.